Hi everyone, this is Shakti coming live at you from California. And it is almost like 9 p.m., past 9, and I'm just so excited to be live today. I would love to chat with you about quantum leaps and how I'm jumping timelines in real time. If you have not caught my post from yesterday and today, do catch to catch some of the story I have been sharing with you. Uh, but first, I want to say hi. How are you doing in your world? What is alive with you? If you're here live with me, do say hi. Let me know that you're here. Or if you happen to watch replay, just put hashtag replay. Let me know that you watch me later and let me know how it resonated with you. So I want to, I was just posting, sharing this live in my group, but I want to just check in. How are you feeling? There's so much energy activated in the collective right now. How are you feeling right now? What are you moving through? What is coming up in your awareness? And remember, at least the way I like to operate, your full humanity is normalized here. There, whatever comes up is an experience. It does not have to be good or bad, but an experience. And um, in my world, we celebrate all kinds of experience, even though they get painful and hard. Um, we still own them and we talk about them and we share them and we allow ourselves to rise up above them. So let me know, how are you feeling the energy these days? What is alive in your world? I have so much to share with you, but I want to preface this by this live is for women who actually do believe in energy. And if you are somebody who believe in or have felt this unseen, um, you've trusted your intuition, you have trusted your inner voice, you have trusted what feels so right in your body, or you have known some things to be true in your bones, and you believe that things can be shifted from inside out, then this live transmission is for you. If you are somebody who does not have that kind of experience, or um, even just tiny bit opening, this life may throw you off, because well, everything I'm going to say does not follow any logic, does not follow any predictability. It's just going to feel so random, and it may not be for you at this time. But if you do choose to be with me for this conversation, I would love to share with you what is happening. So, what happened was, I want to give you some context. I have been moving through a lot of growth, and this is not the first time I've been moving through growth. I have done this many times, many times. And there comes a point, and by the way, the difference is this time I'm choosing to communicate this. I'm choosing to be so raw, messy, authentic, transparent, naked, and just be so me. And that is a gift I am walking away through this particular quantum leap that I'll be talking to you about today. So, what's happening behind the scenes is that I have big dreams. I have to just tell you, I dream so big. Sometimes, most times, my dreams are bigger than me. And in the process of working through my dreams and making them a reality, I realized that Shakti is this tiny and the dreams are that big. And right now, what I am working on behind the scene are couple things. Number one, which is huge for me, I own a retreat center here. And guys, I have dreams. That means we own mountains. We don't own land here. We own two massive mountains. and there's like river between the two mountains. One is where we live on, and the mountain we live on the top of that mountain at the peak, there's actually flat land that is usable. And on that flat land, my dream, this is not a mental dream. This is all intuitive. Visions have come through over and over again. And the vision is to put this glass, massive glass dome um, on top of our mountain where people will come and engage in retreats and do inner work while seeing the nature, but having enough kind of protection so that if it's too sunny or too rainy, they have a level of protection. The other part of this dream, which is so mind boggling, is that I want to create a temple. I want to create a Shiva temple. And the energy is starting to form. Anything that happens in physical first happens in non-physical first. Anything that happens in the physical reality always happen in the non-physical reality first. So the reason why this is coming through is that that is my mission, to help support people, women, men, see and connect with the non physical world, the consciousness, so that they get to be more of who they are. They get to be so much more of who they are. They get to be more in their power. They get to speak up. They get to express themselves. They get to really use their infinite intelligence, their intuitiveness. They get to create. They get to really live on earth like it's heaven. So that is my crazy dream. So there's a whole Shiva temple I want to build. And obviously, all of this needs investment that I don't have right now. And it happens a lot that when my dreams are big, there will be a point where there comes a point where I'm like, there's no way this will happen. There's no way this will happen. And then, once I move through that hump, doors, new creative solutions start opening up, and things move exactly how they are meant to move. And that is really part of the manifestation process, that I don't go in with a plan, because I go in with just one thing, and that is a divine plan, just trusting the divine plan that this is not for me. This is something greater that wants to happen, and the right means and the right people and the right support is going to come forward the way it needs to for this birth to happen. There's that, all of this, and then there are some launches that I want to do. And Shakti was feeling this small, and all of the desires were this massive big. So what happened last night, I'm also, if you don't know, if you haven't watched my stories, I am actually on a 3-day juice cleanse right now. I'm doing a raw vegan diet this whole month. But right now, this week, today is the day 3 of my juice cleanse, and I'm doing another 3-day juice cleanse next week. And this week is all about my power, because we're working through liver and gallbladder. Every organ holds a different energy for us to utilize. And next week, I'll be working on something else, more emotions and my feminine. But today and this 3-day period has been about my power. So what happened was, I hit a moment, and it really felt like rock bottom yesterday. Excuse me. And what happened was, I have been having fatigue, but yesterday it felt like a perfect storm of fatigue. Like I just kept feeling fatigued, to the point I woke up in the morning and I felt so down in my body. And then I slept again. I did breath work, I believe. Yeah, I did breath work yesterday. Went back to rest. Then I got up again, felt so fatigued. then I again took a nap, and then I woke up, and then I felt like I want to meditate, and while I'm meditating I passed out. I literally passed out, and it never happens the way it's happening these days. So yesterday was really rough. My whole body was in fatigue. My emotions were just feeling this small. And you know the pain of knowing that you're meant for greatness. I don't know if you've ever felt this pain. If you have, put a yes in the comment. Let me know. The pain of knowing that you're meant for greatness, that there's something so powerful you're holding in you, but you don't have it in you to actually go for it fully, right? Like I felt like I want to be born, but I have no strength in my body, or this fire in me, or this like even desire in me to even move an inch forward. And I felt so stuck. I felt so stuck. And I remember clearly that something within me started to almost like bring in this very intuitive voice out loud, very loud in my ears, inside me, and out externally. Like I started speaking, not today. Today, I'm going to take this moment and I'm going to turn this around in the best way possible for me. And going from seeing where my power's been leaking, had no energy in any, not even a single cell in my body, really facing my truth, my demons, like, oh my gosh, like, look, Shakti, you don't have it in you. You can only dream. You can only be a dreamer, but not actually the woman who actually gets to have it all. And my body was just in a very weird space. My body was hurting. She was feeling heavy and just exhausted, so exhausted. But I knew that this is a moment. I cannot always keep going like this. Like this has to end. And I decided this is it. It has to end tonight. I knew there's something in me that knew that tonight is the last night. I'm actually going to feel this powerless. This is the last night. We're gonna put this story to rest for good, forever. Never again I'm going to feel this small. And that's it. I knew that something will happen overnight. I knew I'm gonna wake up like a new woman in the morning. And I allowed myself to just be with the pain last night, and like, okay, well, I accept this. I am not fighting this. I'm not resisting this. I'm just forgiving myself for feeling this way. Then I slept, and actually, before I go in there, I want to share that this is so important, because you're going to hear about quantum words like quantum leaps, words like manifestation a lot. And for let's just like just level set, what is quantum leap actually? What do I mean about that? And you may already know this, but just to level set all of us, quantum leap is a change in your reality. And that change can be sudden, that change can be a bit dramatic. It could feel like that you jump timelines. And timeline means like you're living this reality right now, but you shift to a different reality. You almost like skip some linear steps, kind of the steps that mind say, hey, if you want to go from point A to point B, you gotta follow this plan. And what quantum leap says, I don't give a shit about plan. We're gonna skip some step, and we're going to go from point A to point B, and it is not a logical progression. It's more dramatic. It holds more up and down. And what happens, the process of the quantum leap actually brings in these energetic upgrades, these upgrades in how you perceive reality, in how you see the world, in how you see yourself, and how you see yourself. When you start seeing yourself differently, the external reality has no choice but to align with that. And in my moment, I decided that I am not going to be the woman who's gonna stay powerless for her life. I am going to shift this. I am going to wake up in my full power. And to me, this is an example of how your inner identity actually changes, and that changes how you see the world, and that changes what happens in your external life. So that is an example of it. And the way it happens is that you you really become the version of you who has what you want. It's like if I am Shakti 1.0 and this woman who has her retreat center built out and her work lounge and blah blah blah, that's version 2.0. Now this 1.0 can actually start to think like 2.0, and sooner or later the reality will catch up to that version of reality. And this is when your energetic vibration, we're all vibrating at a specific frequency, that starts to shift. The nervous systems starts to expand more. Your actions change, your thoughts change, your feelings change, and the results that you create are going to change as well. And if you look, from the outside in, this process may almost look like a miracle. But if you look at this process from inside out, then it's pretty scientific. Like, there are very deliberate steps you take in this process that naturally start taking unfolding for you, and you start up leveling, and internally you shift, and externally the reality shift. And this is exactly how we all get to be the creators of our life. So coming back to my story, so quantum leaps are going to often bring emotional surrender. And it's like, when these emotions come up, do you fight them? Do you resist them? Do you bypass them? Do you gloss over them? Do you hide them? Or do you fully accept them? The more you accept them, sometimes the emotions that you can sense within your body, sometimes the emotions that you don't even know are sitting in your body. But the more you surrender to your emotions, which is really your feminine energy, that surrender opens a whole new doorway for a breakthrough to come forward. And that is exactly what happened in my experience last night. So, all night long, I have been lucid dreaming. And what that means is that I have been sleeping in a very rested space, but my mind has been alert all night. And I am in the dreams as if like I am those dreams are not the dreams separated from me. I'm actually part of those dreams. I can feel them, I can hear things, I can smell things, I can sense things. Like, they're like reality. And in that lucid dreaming state, um, I was cleaning up my whole nervous system, my throat, the vagus nerve, which is right behind the backside of the nose, and this whole part, and the part that I'm detoxing right now, which is my gallbladder and liver. And my whole awareness uh, can see and witness everything. I am little bit in my body, I'm a little bit out of my body, and I'm cleaning out this body like I'm cleaning the closet. And this is not the first time I went lucid dreaming. This is a very normal occurrence for me. astral traveling, channeling, lucid dreaming, doing out of body work is my passion. This is something I've been doing actually for the last almost like 7, 8 years now, actually. And I work with clients in this capacity too, to work with them soul to soul. And the shifts are way faster because you're not touching the mind. Mind and body are where a lot of the resistance sit, and you start to work at a whole different vantage point, which is the what makes the transformations even more potent. So I do all this work. I'm seeing myself um, renegotiating some contracts, some soul contracts with my family and family of origin. And I see myself in different situations where I'm working the energy by being in different situations. So, anyhow, fast forward, I woke up. I woke up this morning and I woke up with so much, like, I woke up like a new person with so much clarity, with so much, with so much energy in my body. Like, I felt so energized. I felt so me. I felt so just sharp in my own being, and I have this full body clarity. I know exactly what my vision is. I know exactly how to get there, and and not just that, but like the feeling of it. The feeling of it feels so exciting and good, and like the place of I allow myself this gift. And this is such a beautiful state to be in. And one thing about spirituality is that we cannot get attached to different states we experience. Um, and this is so true because these states can make us like, oh my gosh, what happens if I don't feel this way again? But what the reason I'm sharing this with you and doing this live because of how mine this feels, how permanent this feels, how I feel like I have jumped in, and no matter what happens, obviously new problems are going to come, but to come here and know and truly like feel this embodied clarity and trust in myself, I know this is mine to keep. And I'm just so excited because right now my channel is open, my intuition is on fire, and it just feels like this is the time to really go for everything I believed in. So, oftentimes, what happens in quantum leaping is that your energy reorganizes itself, which is before your mind does, before your mind can like really understand what's happening. And that's exactly the process I was in all night long. I was vibrationally shifting, and it's a very nervous system body level upgrade. It's not a mental plan. It's not a mental plan. And this is the part that throws people off. A lot of people believe in manifestation, but not a lot of them can have it. I have seen so many people, yeah, that feels like true. Manifestation feels like true, but can I have it? Not sure. And it happens because of a few reasons. Number one, sometimes, most times, people don't know how to fully feel all their emotions without bypassing them, how to be so present without assigning any meaning to your emotions. The second thing it happens is that it's such an unknown, the road of unknown. What you want, where you're heading, can happen tomorrow morning, or it can happen, 2 years from now. And most people lose their patience traversing through the road of unknown. And the third thing that happens a lot of times is that people don't always fully embody and believe that they have a choice to change their circumstances. And I think this should be the first one. If you don't feel like you have a choice to change anything in life, that cuts you off from feeling empowered, from wanting to manifest things in your life, from wanting to hold your desires sacred, from wanting to really go for bringing those desires, your dreams into fulfillment. And I will tell you that, as a practitioner, as a facilitator, as a guide, mentor, I have seen some really unexpected things happen, like really miracles happen. And again, you see from inside in, I know exactly what steps were taken to get there, but you look at from outside in, it can totally look like a miracle. Um, for example, I had a client who was medically declared that she cannot have babies, that she's infertile, cannot have babies. She went through multiple procedures, nothing worked. For 10 years, nothing worked. And can you imagine the pain that that mom held in this denial of her right to have a child? And it she went to top best hospitals, got best treatment out there. Don't get me wrong, she really went all out medically on things. And we did the work. We only met like twice a month for about a year and a half. And in that whole year and a half, she had a baby in her arms. And that's the sweetest thing ever, because that baby is 3 years old now and she loves dancing. And to anybody, this can look like a miracle, but this is all possible when you choose to trust yourself. By the way, I'm just quickly checking if there are any comments. Okay, all right. Looks like we don't have any comments right now. But coming back to the pivotal point in this is the moment of decision. For me, the power was not in anything else but to remember in the moment that, Shakti, you do have a choice. You do have a choice in the middle of the mess. Instead of expecting, complaining, being a victim, and I do this a lot, by the way, instead of complaining, being a victim, expecting somebody to rescue me, or falling, leaning back on like the plan, like what do I do, what do I do, what do I do, how do I get myself out of this mess, it's really trusting that I have exactly what's needed to move forward, and really deciding, choosing to stop leaking my power, stop feeling the smallness. And that choice is exactly what rewired everything. And that is why quantum leap is such a cellular decision. Nobody's gonna come and say, okay, you've earned this, congratulations, you've earned this, you've now made it to this line. You get to this point where you just start to claim this, and you know in that moment you have arrived, that everything that will happen now is just a formality to complete the steps, but the choice is made. And the moment you make that choice, you know you have arrived. You are in your power, and that is so, so big and massive, life changing. I really wanted to share this with you because we are in very energetic, wild times right now. And by wild, I mean it's like there's so much is happening right now energetically. Um, what's available to us now to access is very different than what was ever available to us. Um, you have so much choice. You have so much more awareness. You have access to so much of that inner power than the whole entire humanity had since the beginning of times. And right after the last full moon, we're still in this very powerful window. And maybe you are somebody who is feeling this, what I am going through, what I'm experiencing. Maybe you're feeling this subtle awareness of that you're meant for more greatness, that you're meant for something more than what you're accessing right now. Maybe you're in that in between space in your life. Maybe you are in a void, a pause. Maybe you don't know what your vision is. Maybe you don't even have this excitement to do anything in life wherever you are, or maybe you are rocking it. Maybe you're looking for that next power move in your journey. Wherever you are, I just want to share this. Most times we think it is a strategy problem. It is a problem of doing. We gotta do something and get work our way out of it. But most times, 99% of the times, um, it requires an energetic calibration. And that is where your body starts to recalibrate, your nervous system starts to recalibrate, your emotions, your mind all starts to recalibrate your next quantum leap. And your quantum leap is probably already in motion. And your job here is not to hustle, not to work so hard, not to downplay your feelings and emotions. Your job, not to rationalize it, not to use your logic, not to use a lot of fear and pressure on yourself. Your job is one, and that is to decide, to choose. Choose what is it that you want and who you need to be to have what you want. If you exercise that choice, this leap is inevitable for you. And with that, if you are somebody who is moving through these two different places, you're in a transition, I want to invite you to connect with me. If it feels supportive for you to receive that deeper one on one or a group support where you can connect with like minded people and really start to develop mastery over this whole internal process that you go through, it's all available for you. DM me, let me know where you are, what you're looking for, and I can share a few options in ways you and I can work together. And this is where having somebody who can hold space, who has moved through similar processes over and over again, and who knows how to hold space for these very subtle, intricate feelings and details and life experiences that you've had makes a huge difference. For example, my clients, they all move through quantum leaps in their own way. And my clients, most of the time, especially the ones who work with me one on one, they actually know what is coming, what kind of emotions to even look out for, expect, and to have a plan of, or even like a whole toolbox of tools, what to use when this comes and that comes, and how do you work through it. We go really deep. We go really deep in really witnessing, monitoring how they're sleeping, how they're eating, how is the inner body and the inner mind works. And the reason I'm smiling right now because I'm such a nerd for these details. I love these details. I love seeing what's happening in somebody's external reality and bringing it back and connecting the dots in what's happening inside them energetically. And for me, it's so much fun. I thrive on it. I learned so much in this process. And to like read energy and see what belief and what story and what experience is tied here, and how this person who is such a powerful soul starts to like really take their next steps in a way only they can take to honor the energy that they're navigating right now. It is my absolute passion. I love doing PhD and just studying people and studying energy and helping reconcile these gaps and cutting down these leakages. So if you're somebody who is desiring, really longing and craving for that deeper support, DM me so we can chat and I can share some options for you to consider in order to take your next steps in this realm to really gain this energetic mastery inside you in your entire space and start to really harmonize things inside of you first so that your external reality can shift way faster and maybe you skip a step or two in the process. And if you are somebody specifically who is looking to do the feminine wealth work, this body of work is so close to my heart because God knows there's so much opportunity for women in this world. So much opportunity because of all the experiences our mothers and our grandmothers had. And women in my generation are reclaiming a lot of the lost power that the previous generations um, wanted to have. And the previous generation did what they did in order for us to have this, but there's a whole reclamation taking place. And if you have any interest in the feminine wealth body of work, it's time now to jump on the train because we are starting the Feminine Wealth Reset this Saturday. This Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Pacific time, we're actually starting the whole 13-day journey. So in 13 days, what you're gonna do is you're gonna start to upgrade your really align with your subconscious mind, clear out a lot of fear of holding wealth. And the reason this body of work matters is because women don't feel safe in holding more wealth and money. And it is not something that we get to celebrate a lot. It's not something that is normalized for us in the world. And I'm here to change that script because every woman is worthy of being independent, being in her power financially, emotionally, physically, mentally, in all ways possible. And financial is a big piece of it because on the other side of this women not being in their full financial power is actually a lot of trauma and there's a lot of pain and powerlessness sitting there. And my thing is, wherever women are not in power, I go right down there, roll up my sleeves, and we dig in, do the work. And honestly, I have also seen a lot of phases in my life when I disconnected from my financial power too. So this 13-day financial wealth feminine wealth reset is the time where you get to really clean out the subconscious mind on beliefs around money, and you're also going to expand your nervous system to be able to hold more visibility, more power, and you're also going to upgrade your body. My intention for this container is for you to sign up at least one client in the next 13 days minimum. And that is the work we're going to be starting to really normalize. And I have strategy to share with you, some very simple um, and very effective actually social media prompts that you can take in and really start to be visible. And I'll provide you coaching and all the support behind it so you get to really show, step up and be seen in really your authentic self. Um, so we have this container. I was going to say one thing and now I'm forgetting that. So this is a paid offer, but the investment is super reasonable for this offer. It starts with only $88 for the entire 13 days. I'm telling you, I could charge thousands for this body of work. I'm keeping it so affordable right now so that I get to support as many people as I can. And out of the 13 days, we're going to use the first 3 days for a whole money reset. That means I'll be guiding you through activations to uplevel your body. That's so important. Deeply connect and uplevel your business. Get your business visible and work on the energy in your bank account. Is your body open to receiving fully? That's day number one. Is your business open to receiving new clients, new work, new systems, new programs, new offers? Day number three is your bank account open to receiving new income, new money flow coming in? Those are days one, two, three. Day number fourth, we're going to do a hot seat coaching. And this is a session where I'll just simply be answering your questions more specifically around your offer. On day four, by day four, we want your offer to be fully done and be ready to be sellable. Day number five, all the way through day number 12, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 8 days. I'll be guiding you through 8 wealth codes. And this is a very sacred body of work that I downloaded to really help my client base evolve and like upgrade, deepen their permission to have wealth. And again, this is all intuitively downloaded. I have not used my mind in any of this. And this is very pure body of knowledge that came forward. And it really mimics the selling process. It's like energetics of selling, basically. So we're going to be looking at your self-worth, cleaning that out. We're going to be looking at a lot of beliefs that are held in the mind. Selling can be very job of very lot of pressure. We ease that pressure out. We really go in with the right mindset and seeing selling as an act of service. That's what it is. You're helping somebody take their next step just by how me sharing this offer. I'm supporting you in taking your next step. I'm not here to make this about money. I'm here to make this about you and you feeling empowered in this process. And that is really the place, we all get to land and even deeper from here. And from here, we're gonna do a lot of work around the 8 wealth codes. And after that, we're gonna do another integration session. This is gonna be our final session. Again, Q&A. And I have various level of support available in this container. You can totally be a self-led person and do this on your own, or you can do this, with a lot more support. I have 3 levels of support. More information is in my story. Check that out. But if you are somebody who feels like this is the time for you, close your eyes and make that choice. Because the reality is, nothing in the external world is going to shift until you make that decision for yourself. And I fully trust you. I know you have got in you the full power to make that decision. And you may not know all the details and what life will be like on the other side of this decision, but if you know it's your time, you're safe in saying yes to it. If you need any information on any of these offers, please DM me and we'll chat. And if you got any questions around the experience I'm moving through, let me know. Please put your comments, your reflection in the comment section so I can respond to you. I can feel you with me. But I'm just so excited. I'm so excited for us because in my life, I feel like for the first time, I have gotten permission to speak my truth in this way. I've been vocal in many different ways, but to be able to speak just exactly how life is happening and how I'm experiencing and things I get to celebrate and things I get to share with you, I know it's going to be a game changer, not only for me to feel in my power, but also for you to really continue saying yes to your power. And I know we, all of us, get to rise together. So let me know how this landed for you. I'm sending you big love. Take good care of you, and I will see you soon. Bye.